What's happening, everybody? What is happening? It is Monday. Hope everybody had a good day today. Hope you had a good weekend and ready to get this week started. But we gonna get it in and do what we came to do. Can you dig it? Welcome to Straight from the Streets. Shelton, J, Vincent, Booker. They're coming to bring you an excellent show tonight. Tune in, sit back, relax, and unlearn, relearn, and think about it. we gonna unlearn, then we gonna relearn. Can you dig it? Because that's the thing about this show, man. We're here to make you think. We're here to make you ponder. Be like, wow, I didn't think of it that way. I didn't see it from that particular point of view. So that's what we're here to do, man. To activate those brain cells and get that get thought process going. And now, no one's trying to be wrong. No one's trying to be right. But we just trying to be like JJ on Good Time. Dynamite. Can you dig it? Mr. Vincent Booker, what is going down this evening, my brother? You all right?
Good to be here, man.
My bad.
No, you good. I was just saying it's good to be here, man. I missed the last couple of shows y'all brothers had, man. And, I learned a lot from these shows myself, man,
I think everyone does, man. The people that participate in the shows, the ones that listen to the show, man, I'm always getting feedback about how they really appreciate the advice that we give out, just the way that we really have a conversation about just real life event. Because one thing about it, man, everybody going through something. Everybody's going through, everybody's dealing with some stuff. So hopefully we hitting some subjects and some subject matter that's near and dear to your heart. And again, you can pass it on, as I always say, sharing is caring. And something you can pass on to the people that's around you, and that's all it's about. That's what this whole thing about, man. But before we get into this thing, man, let the people know, man, who you are, what you do, and then I'll introduce myself once again, and then we'll start rapping a taste about this relationship thing. Can you dig it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm Vincent Booker. I'm a friend of Shelton on Facebook. I'm also a friend of Brandon Whitens on Facebook. Me and the brothers, man, we try to stay collabing with each other. I'm off in the motivational speaking. I'm a songwriter. Got a project underway now. It actually should have been out a couple of months ago. And, I do mentoring for troubled youth. I just try to stay active, man, try to stay proactive and try to stay positive out there, man, because it's easy to get caught up, And my contact information, my email address is vbooker525 at gmail.com. Again, that's vbooker525 at gmail.com. Y'all can just reach me directly on my cell, and that's 469-632-2675, which is temporarily. I'm waiting on a new phone to come in, man, but be back. Should have it the next day or two. But reach me directly. Yes, sir. Most definitely, man.
Yeah, man, it's all good, man. Mr. Vincent Booker, man, thank you for your time again. He couldn't be here last week because we had the phone issues and stuff going on, but we got him here now. And that's how the thing goes, man. We're going to mess around and teach y'all something tonight. Edutainment is what we call this show. Can you dig it? What I titled this particular show, man, was relationships, right? Realistic versus unrealistic expectations in relationships. Are you a person that has realistic expectations? Are your expectations something out of a fairy tale, a fantasy novel, or a movie, right? So we're going to discuss that tonight and see, what side of the fence do you stand on? And then how can we come with some solutions regardless of which side you stand, right? Because I'm thinking about a radio straight from the street show. We all about solutions. We all about hitting you with some knowledge and some information, but also, again, solutions. We're not going to always talk about what the problem is, okay? So relationships, man. Mr. Booker, we talking about realistic, unrealistic expectations that we heap on people, right? What we want people to be, how we want them to think, how we want them to act, right? So when we get with these people, we think everything is going to be one way because we're dealing with our way of thinking, right? So, and sometimes we try to throw that off on someone else, but again, that's a whole nother individual that thinks a certain way, was raised a certain way, has certain aspirations and goals, and y'all just happen to meet and greet and be with one another, but it ain't going to always be the same. You ain't going to always just have everything in common, right? So, I want you to get this started, man. What's your mindset on some of these things, man, the topic tonight, if you will?
Well, I would like to start it with starting off by saying, when dealing with relationships, man, the first the underlying factor in that is going to be love and trust, man. You know what I mean? And I say that because this brother used to always say that we live off of love, and that means living on valued experiences. And it's basically saying that, you know, everything that we've had to deal with just growing up or dealing with different relationships or whatnot. You know, this is how we shape. This is what shapes and molds us into the next one. And then sometimes, you know, we allow ourselves to become too judgmental. Mm-hmm. And we have expectations on people that we don't even have for ourselves. You know what I mean? So you can't expect for somebody to do some of the things that person in particular may not be able to do as well. And I think if we think about that first, that will set the platform, you know, for a relationship. You know, like you said, we have to be realistic about it. You can't put something on somebody that you're not able to do yourself. And I think if we think about that before we enter into these relationships, man, you know, we can learn a lot more. You know, because there's not one single solution for it, because every situation is different, you know.
How do you handle that though, man? I mean, like, say, you know, you come in with these expectations, right, and you're thinking it's a certain way, and then now something is happening or going on, right, that you don't particularly like, right? And you're seeing these things, and then how do you handle this? How do you handle that though? Because like, say you're dating somebody, right? You know, then y'all dating, but then now all of a sudden now y'all getting serious. Then you live together, right? So then the man, you know, he's always leaving stuff laying around or something like that. And to the woman, that may get on her last nerve, right? I can't stand stuff on the floor. I can't stand this, can't stand that. But for years, that's how this cat been rolling. That's just what this cat do, you know. So how do you handle that? Because I've seen situations, man, where sometimes that can be an argument, right? That can be an issue, you know. But again, that's who he's been, how he's been. But it's like, how you trying to change me, you know? But no, I'm just trying to do this. I'm just trying to do that. But again, dating, living apart, you know, different. Then now you got all that combined and all that together. So how do you make those adjustments like that though? Because a lot of times I often say, you know, make quiet adjustments, but sometimes, man, those adjustments get real loud and they become argumentative. So what's your opinion on that though, man? When you see things like that, how you think that should be handled?
I look at that, man, as like some things and some people in your life are seasonal, you know, and some things takes more observation. And then it's all about the intent, man. It's all about the intention. I mean, you take the individual, the other party or the spouse that's leaving the stuff laying around, waiting on other people to pick it up. I mean, if that individual know that this is a relationship that they trying to keep, is something they looking for as far as long term, some of these things they have to deal with themselves before they ask for that commitment or want that commitment, because it can alter things. So the things that you can change, you have to change them. The things that you can change on your own, change them. You know what I mean? That way you won't put that pressure. You won't put that pressure on the next individual feeling like, well, they having to change you, or you feeling like you have to compromise. If the things that you can do for yourself or change for yourself, those are the things you need to change for yourself. And the things that y'all have to compromise on or whatnot, or sit down and have to talk about it, those are things that you sit down and talk about. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I definitely know what you mean, man. I personally think that a relationship should be called compromise. I mean, we use the word relationship, man. I mean, because I guess that's just the word society put on it. But I really think it should be called compromise. Because honestly, though, you'll be dealing with things, you know, with an individual that you wouldn't deal with by yourself. You see what I'm saying? Right. I mean, so it's like you would have to deal, you know, so just say, like I said, just for the example I talked about the socks or whatever, or just whatever, man. You know, it's like, okay, if you were by yourself, you know how you would handle your business. If you were in your household by yourself, you know exactly how it would look, right? So no matter if it was dirty, no matter if it was 100% spick and span clean, that's how you roll, okay? So then you bring someone else in that may not roll that particular way. So, but at the same time, you love them, you care about them, you want to be around them, you desire to have them in your life. So that's why I say, though, man, becomes that struggle, right? Because at one point you're gonna say, okay, I'm tired of you telling me this, I'm not gonna change, and this is how it is, right? So then you just quietly say, I'm unhappy, I'm just going to be frustrated? Or do you just continue to try to hammer a point where you see change isn't happening? You know what I mean? Because like I said, individuals are who they are. We're talking about realistic versus unrealistic expectations. Now, right is just right and wrong is just wrong. But again, to them, that may not be right. That may just be, you hard, I guess, steady jumping on them about doing some things or not doing some things. That may be considered wrong. Well, why y'all always on me? Why y'all always fussing at me? You my mama, not my girlfriend. You're not my mama. You know what I'm saying? So you're not my mama. You my girlfriend. I said that wrong. But what I'm saying though, man, is that that becomes an argument within itself. Well, I'm just trying to get you to straighten up and do this and do that. Well, so it just becomes a whole bunch of tick for tack. Like I said, compromise. Because at one point in time, if you decide you're going to stay with one another, somebody's going to have to either just hush about it or just continue to just grumble about it, man. I don't know, man. I think that's where that becomes that stress, right? And the aggravation of just trying to grow, because relationships within themselves are hard. They're hard within themselves because life gets in the way. You have ups, downs. They may have death in their family. They may have health issues and all that kind of stuff, man. So then the other things you're fussing about become small, potatoes compared to just real life. But hey, you got to balance that out, right? You got to be able to balance that and say, okay, you know what? This just makes sense to harp on. You know what? Let me just be quiet about that. Even though, you still don't like it, but you just being quiet about it. So, again, compromise, man. Compromise.
And another thing, man, another dynamic we have to also bring into a factor is that you have alpha male and then you have alpha female.
Right.
And in a relationship, you can't have both are the same. You can't have a alpha male and an alpha female. Mm-hmm. You're going to bump heads. Here's the thing. Somebody's going to have to take the high road, and somebody's going to have to take the lesser road. You know what I mean? Not to say less in that sense, but somebody's going to have to be willing to bend a little more than the next. And it goes back to what you said. That's what compromise is all about, man. That's what it's all about. And I say that to say this, man. For men, in most cases, if you got men out here that can really maintain themselves, right? Well, that's a plus going into a relationship.
Exactly.
That's a plus. That's a plus. That's
a huge plus.
Yes, sir. That's a plus sign. And another thing I would want to say is that you have to have, both parties going to have to be doing something, man, that's proactive. I mean, you don't lose your identity, your self-identity, just because you get into a relationship or a marriage. You have your identity. You know what I mean? You have to keep pursuing your dreams and your goals and allow the spouse to do the same thing. And I think when that's done, man, you can enjoy it more. But, you have a lot of
Say that again, man. Say that again, Mr. Vincent Booker. That's what you said the word right there, man. You said the word right there.
Yes, sir, man. You have to allow that individual to be who him or her is. You have to allow that, because if not, what you're going to get is somebody feeling like they put their life on hold.
Yep.
While trying to establish a family, and that right there is already starting off wrong. If one of the individuals is feeling like they putting their life on hold, that's already misery. That's something you're gonna have to always clean it up. So you're gonna have to always try to keep it open to where the individual goals or whatnot is worked towards, and then the things that they want together have to be worked out as well. You know what I mean? And I think if that's done, the chances of it defaulting in the long run, it would be small, because you got two individuals just working towards their individual goals, and then you got them working towards things that they trying to achieve together. And I think with that mindset, man, I think we'll see a lot more, marriages being successful than what we see right now.
You said a mouthful, man. I mean, you really did, because you're right. There's nothing more, more appealing in a relationship, or more satisfactory, in a relationship, to where someone says, I support your dreams. I support your goals. I don't know. I don't have to understand it. I don't necessarily have to like it, But I'm gonna support it because, as you say, if I'm not putting my life, if I'm putting my life on hold, doing